Hello, so welcome in. Is there anything that I can help you find today, or are you just browsing? Okay, well, I've got some pretty cool things that actually just came in recently. We just recently got a bunch of stuff for the Sega Dreamcast. Here's a few items that I've just been going through and cleaning up. But we did get a ton. And even if you don't have this console, I just wanted to show you because I always think that it's such a relic of the time. Let me show you it. It's a web browser for the Sega Dreamcast. How funny is that? So, yeah, you could browse the web with the Sega, your gateway to Sega.com and the internet. So cool. Not so much useful nowadays, but definitely a relic of the time. But let me find stuff that's more relevant to you, because you said you don't have a Dreamcast. Okay. Well, if you were ever interested in getting a Dreamcast, we did get one in recently, so I could show you that next time you're around. But for today, you're looking for some Xbox 360 original and PS3 titles. We do have some good options for you. First, let me start with Dark Souls. So if you haven't played Dark Souls yet, obviously a classic. A lot of the games that I have to show you from my Xbox stuff is probably games that you've already heard of, maybe even played. But they're all on a really good deal right now. So they're a really good option. Dark Souls, of course, has that really incredible gothic vibe to it. The dark colors and atmosphere. Of course, it's quite a hard game. It's pretty notorious for being quite difficult. And it says incredible challenge provides an absolute foundation of achievement and reward, which, yeah. Oh, and it says tense dungeon crawling, fearsome enemy encounters, and groundbreaking online features. So, explore a massive, seamless world, overcome terrifying enemies, and reclaim your soul. Always a great option. This one does come with its manual. All of them do, but I always think it's important to remind people when they do or don't, but we always include the manual. And of course, it's always a wonderful read and a great thing to just add to the immersion and experience of owning a game like this. So that's one of our first options. Next one we have is Assassin's Creed. Also, it's got lots of blue on the cover, much like Dark Souls. And it says, master the art of the kill, plan your attack, strike without mercy, and fight your way to escape. Open world gameplay lets you decide how and when to achieve objectives. Crowds react to your every move and will either help or hinder you. I have dedicated my life to the study of the deadly arts. I can blend in with any crowd, strike from any direction, and eliminate anyone with a single thrust of my blade. My name is Alter, and my actions will be remembered for ages to come. Altair. That's what the back looks like. I really like the back cover on this one with the art. I think it looks really quite cool. And I think the front too really does get across the vibe of the game. And yeah, lots of blues with hints of red in this title. Once again, comes with the manual, and this manual is quite a bulky guy. The next game we have is Borderlands. Borderlands, very red. This is the original Borderlands game. Lock, load, and face the madness. Get ready for mind-blowing insanity as one of the 4 trigger-happy mercenaries taking out everything that stands in your way. Very, very cool. Role-playing shooter, go-up frenzy, bazillion of guns. So that's Borderlands, also for the Xbox 360. And for the original Xbox. Actually, let me show you the last one we have for the Xbox 360 while we're at it. We have a combo pack. We have both Call of Duty Black Ops and Call of Duty Black Ops 2. And it says 2 of the most played games in Call of Duty history. So this is the combo pack, Platinum Hits. And it does say free DLC pack inside, but I don't think that's applicable anymore. But yeah, very, very cool. There's still lots to play, and online features are still available. So pretty cool for this game as well. I always think it's interesting how some of them are green and some of them are black. I like the green a lot though. Very nostalgic. So the one that I would recommend that I have in front of me for the Xbox is the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. So this one is best of Platinum Hits, so it's got a pretty generic cover. But I do love the logo. I think the logo is of Xbox, the original. Very nostalgic. Fulfill your destiny. Snatched from prison by the Emperor's decree, you arrive at the port of Sedanin in the waning years of the Third Era with nothing but the name of a contact in Balmora. Completely ignorant of the prophecies of the incarnate, your mission, and the role you play in Morrowind's history. RPG of the Year, official Xbox magazine, Xbox RPG of the Year Spot, Best Xbox RPG, IGN. Game of the Year, RPG Vault. Winner of more than 50 awards, including the RPG of the Year and Game of the Year. Live another life. Play any character you can imagine, from the heroic warrior to the secret assassin. Explore another world. The ginormous game world is open, free for you to discover. Go anywhere you want and do anything you want. Next generation technology, realistic textures and objects, incredible polygon counts and advanced weather systems truly take you to another world. So Morrowind by Bethesda, and it's a third in the series. Actually, I can't even recall what the first two are, but I'm sure you're aware of Oblivion and also Skyrim. Skyrim I think everybody knows about, so this came before those. And of course it's got some charming, but maybe janky or junky graphics and mechanics. But definitely a great option. So those are some of the games that I just have in front of me. Of course we have other games around that I could also recommend and talk to you about. But as far as just some titles to give you just a little bit of options. Sometimes when we have too many options, it's really tricky to decide what we actually want to go with and the direction that we want to take and stuff. So I like to give just a couple. Okay, let's do some PS3 games. Okay, the first game we have is Final Fantasy 13. I've got actually a really good variety, I think. Well, I could have put a little bit more in front of me here, but that's okay. But this is a JRPG, right? So it says, Cocoon, a human paradise floats above the world of Pulse when an ancient entity of Pulse origin awakes on the outskirts of Cocoon City. Paradise is threatened from within, chosen by Destiny. 6 must choose between saving mankind and saving themselves. The battle begins. Square Enix, and yeah, this is the 13th in the series. There's a lot of Final Fantasy games. There's like 100 in the mainline and spin-offs and stuff. But this is a good option if you are thinking about picking that up. Of course, it comes with the manual. And God of War. So, it says in the end, there will be only chaos. Armed with his deadly double-chained blades, Kratos will take on mythology's darkest creatures to destroy Olympus and the mighty Zeus himself. Pretty cool. This is what the back looks like. And the side, of course. This is God of War 3, by the way. I did not say that. I should have. But yeah, this is the third of the original trilogy. So, of course, we've got the game disc, which is all designed nice. Let's take a look at this one's manual. I love looking at the manuals, but I don't like boring people too much by showing every single one. I find them quite fascinating. So this is the God of War 3 manual. And it has all sorts of information inside. Tons of different stuff. Including a note section. Very cool. Oh, it even talks about the PlayStation Store on the back. Preview upcoming games for free with playable game demos. Download PS1 games for your PS3 and PSP board systems. High definition movie and game trailers. Purchase exclusive downloadable games for your PS3 system. But that's going down pretty soon here. The PS3 store is going to no longer be online, no longer be up, which is unfortunate, but does happen with older consoles, so it's to be expected. It happened with Nintendo 3DS a few years ago. Okay, so that is God of War 3. Great game. Okay, I really like the way the PS3 games look, by the way. I think they look really sleek, the PS3 games. I like the black bar and the really sleek logo. Next game we have is a Dragon Ball Z game. So let's read the back here. Fight with various combos and experience the new generation of Dragon Ball Z. Custom scenes, all new giant boss battles, enhanced battle mechanics, first ever character creation, fully destructible environments. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Definitely a fun option. Lots going on in the title. Good for people who enjoy the anime, of course. We actually have a sealed game for the PS3 if you're interested. It's a limited edition. Tales of Xillia. This is what the game looks like. It says 2 heroes, 2 nations, 2 ideologies, 1 struggle. Followed Jude Matthias, a clever medical student, and Mila Maxwell, a mysterious woman on the outside of the fair adventure through the world of Ray's Maxia. After discovering that the kingdom of Rashugul has been experimenting with a powerful device that has been draining the mana from the world, Mila and Jude set off on a journey to destroy it and restore the mana back to the world. Choose 2 of 1 distinct heroes, beautiful world with endless exploration. It's games with the game software, music CD, classic costume, DLC voucher, character book as well, all in this sort of limited edition set, which is pretty cool. And like I said, totally sealed in the plastic still. So that's pretty cool if you ask me. And yeah, let's put this down. Let's organize my station up. So those are some games. I also have a PS2 3 controller that I'm working on cleaning right now. So it's got a little bit of dirt on it, so I'm just going to be cleaning that with a little bit of a cotton swab. Been working on cleaning some stuff before he came in, but I always love hearing all the different sounds a controller can make. I always love just hearing all the little clicks and how different every controller can be. Right? Actually in front of me, dreamcast controller. the old Dreamcast stuff we got recently, which is quite an old controller. Doesn't have its accessories, but it's okay. And this one only has one stick. Very different feel. And A, B, Y, and X, and the D-pad, as well as the start button. Oh, and the back button. Looks like it only has a little more squeaky back buttons. And it's got just one on either side. And it's got this sort of textured feel to it. It's plastic, unlike the PS3 one, which is more of a rubber. Of course, these are, very different times in the era of video games, but I find it quite interesting. And I should show you. So we did get quite a few Dreamcast games in, but I'll show you just the ones I've been just looking at that I have on hand right here. But of course we have the web browser. It also says web browser 2.0, which I think is so funny. I love that. We have NBA Showtime. NBA on NBC is what this looks like. And look at the back. Look at those graphics. Can you get a good visual? Yeah, it's hard with all the glare, but they've got quite the graphics. It's quite funny watching gameplay of that. This one doesn't have the cover, just a loose disc in a loose case. It's called Arrow Wings. Black and white, that's what that looks like. Can you get a good visual on that? But yeah, these were just CD cases, right? So you can burn CDs with the games as well, but very interesting, different time. So let's put that back over there. I can also show you some of the newer controllers that we got in recently, or that we just have around because they're just newer. We've got a few Xbox controllers. So we have this just generic Xbox controller in black, and got a pretty clicky sound to the joysticks. Let's move that over there again, because I also have a blue controller. This is what the blue one looks like. I like the blue buttons. See how they aren't like yellow, red stuff. Blue and green. I guess they didn't even really did they change the blue? Let's look. Did they need to change the blue on this X? Do you think that's the same blue, or do you think it's a different blue? It looks like a different blue to me. This one looks more purple and this one looks more green. Anyways. Yeah, same controller, just in blue. And then I do think the blue looks nice if you like that color. But I also have this really fancy one. Let me grab it. This is the Elite controller. So it's quite nice. It's got a little counter on it. It's all black. Does sound different. The little joy sticks. This is the D-pad. Maybe slightly different. Yeah, definitely a slightly different sound. Maybe the same actually. But they are fully black, which does look quite a bit nicer in my opinion. Do that. Quite a bit nicer. But the back buttons feel really nice. They feel very sturdy and solid. And then there's also back paddles, which I fidget with a lot on my personal controller. Oh, I do that so much. And you can even remove them pretty easily. just like that. You can do that for all of them. And it's pretty cool. It's just like a magnet. And the D-pad also comes off. There's another accessory for that I could show you. But I like this one personally. Pretty cool though. Very customizable. I do think that on the Xbox controllers, I don't love the grip on the edges. I don't love the way it feels personally. But there are some options actually for controllers you can use. These, they're just like little squishy thumbstick covers made of like plastic and stuff. And I find for Xbox controllers, Steam Deck thumbsticks also work really well, or the sizing of these covers. But yeah, you can kind of just open it up like so, plop it on, and then it will wrap around on the controller stick, and yeah, it's very cool. And I like having the option. Of course, we do sell these in all sorts of different designs and styles. I am a fan of the skeleton style. Look at the glitter. I love glitter. Okay, anyways. Very, very cool though. But, put that back over there. But yeah, there's some other things. Of course, I've got much more that I could show you. We even have newer games. We have Nintendo games as well. So if you ever want to come back